Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So since I got the engraver, I think it's time to engrave. I have a ton of cutting boards in my closet, so I picked one out. And I think I'm going to engrave something on here. I'm not quite sure what yet, I'm still thinking. And then I'm gonna pour the rest resin. And I really don't even know what colors or what pattern I'm gonna do. All I know is I wanna use the engraver. So let me figure out what I'm going to do, and I will take you over there and show you it engraving, and then we will pick out some colors and some patterns, and we will get on with today's project. Well, here's the first part that I got done. Glitz and Glitter by Michelle.
And sometimes Don.
Well, sometimes Don, but I kind of forgot to write that on this one.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, you guys? Isn't it beautiful? I am so grateful, thankful, and blessed. I'm so grateful, thankful, and blessed for that thing. I love this thing. And I also, I taped the back up. And yes, I showed you the name I put on the back. So the back is taped up because I'm going to be dripping my resin over this portion. Not the whole thing, obviously. I don't want to cover that. So just half and down. And I picked out these colors, brown mica, a tiny little bit of gold. I also have some gold glitter that I will put, maybe, I'm still thinking about it, some burgundy, it's called wine red, and also my beige. So I'm gonna stick with like rusticy colors. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put the glitter in. I don't know. I'm going to mix up about 5 ounces, split it 5 ways, I guess. And yeah, we're going to start pouring. I don't really have a plan. I never have a plan. I'm just going to pour how I feel. I decided to leave the glitter out for now. I can always go over it later and use UV resin. So I'm going to do the smallest little bit of the metallic because I just want some lines, and I hope that they stay. I can always do this after the fact with like a paint pen, and then you definitely have to go over it with clear coat. And I may go over this with a clear coat with my food grade resin. I'm not sure. I have to see how it comes out. So for now, I'm going to just mix in a little bit of gold just to outline some of the portions. You'll understand when you see it. And then I split the other resin. I actually did 6 ounces. So I split the other resin 3 more ways. And that's going to be for this beige. I did lift it up, as you can see. I lifted up on jars. There's the jars. So it will drip over and not adhere to my surface. And this is my coating resin that you use for things like this. That way it sets up really, really fast. And if it does start dripping, it'll stop dripping in like 15 minutes. You use this for like tops of, well, things like this. We use it when we do woodworking for top coats. You can use it for countertops. If you're going to do your countertops, you want it to set up really fast. So you would use your, what do they call it? Tabletop resin. and it speaks for itself with its name. So it is a very thick, thick, thick resin. Now you don't need to put it through your vacuum chamber because it's going to be so thin on here. You'll get the bubbles out with a torch or whatever. You can use a torch on this if you want to because it doesn't have a mold to ruin. Just want to make sure I mix it really good. I am putting a lot in here because I want to be able to cover the wood. Okay, now I'm going to do some brown and then some red wine. And we'll see what this looks like. I'm so excited. This machine is so exciting. There are so many different materials you can use on it. I'm gonna see if I can etch into some resin pieces. That would be really cool. I just have to figure out the settings. That's the biggest learning curve with the machine, is the settings, but they do give you a spec sheet, and I did follow it on a couple pieces I'm trying to figure out, and their spec sheet is very accurate. So you don't have to guess at what all your settings would be. You just go to the sheet. It tells you whatever you're cutting. It tells you your settings on what you should set it on. So you don't have to like waste time and material trying to figure it out on your own. All right, I got one more, which is my red wine. I just need to clean my stick off. This mica powder is no longer available. So unfortunately I cannot link this brand anymore. This was one of the first brands I ever bought a couple of years ago, and I still have tons of it. So I do use it, but this color is the only color I had in this. The shade that I wanted is the only brand that I had. I try to use brands that I can link for you, but because another brand didn't have this shade, I decided to use it. I'll check again and see if it's available, but if it's not, I can't help you in that department today. All right, are you guys ready to pour? I am. I don't know the best way to do this because I don't have a plan. So I'm thinking, I think maybe pour a base, maybe not. Maybe I'm just gonna pour. I don't know. I want about half full, and I am gonna go over the edge, so I'm gonna just kind of like a geode style. And I'm not necessarily gonna use it all. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm just gonna kind of pour it and see what happens. I think I'll save the gold. I'm obviously gonna save the gold till last to see where I want it, but I really wanted it to be in like lines. Now that is pooling on my tape right there, which I need to fix. I don't want that pooling right there, so I'm going to just cut the tape out. Totally forgot. I'm trying to keep the bottom piece of wood as intact as I can without having to sand it. I don't want to sand down this wood. All right. That's better. I could deal with that. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's do some brown. And I'm making sure it's going over my edge. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna like mix it together. We'll see what it looks like. Let's get some red over the edge. don't know. I don't know what this is going to end up like. I think, let's see. Not liking the total straight line here. I'm just gonna see what this looks like. There's a ton on my counter, so I'm going to try to scrape that up and use it for something. Let me grab my torch. Tons of bubbles. I don't like to do it too much because it gets it really, really thin. But I don't want the bubbles in there. What do you think? Should I stop? Now I do scrape my edges just to help it stop dripping quicker. Now the question is, do I add the gold? I'm gonna try to use a dotting tool with the gold and see what happens. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I might just Oh, that looks really pretty. Maybe I do want it in here. I just hope it stays, you know what I mean? Let's see. Kind of highlight some of these areas. That is pretty. I think I need a bigger stick though. don't know. What do you think? I think it adds something to it. Sometimes less is more, though. You have to restrain yourself on things like this. Trying to get it over the edge in some areas. Well, I think that should be enough. I don't want to go crazy. As I sit here and still mess around with it. All right, let me try to wipe up my board. I have some extras to deal with. These little spots that making these circle patterns I don't like, so I'm just going to keep pressing them out. And yeah, I'll see you when this is done. It's cured, it's beautiful, but before I turn it over, I was getting ready. I was just doing it because I just do it. And then I realized if you do this for the first time and you don't know how to get it off, because here is where all of your drips are. I wiped it for about 15 minutes, then I had to leave. So then it just dripped and it's on your tape, which holds it up against your board. And then if you just rip it off like that, then you could chip the side piece. So what I do is I take my heat gun, it's gonna get loud, and I take something sharp, warm it up real good, and just run a knife or whatever you have along that edge. And that's gonna loosen your tape without ruining the side of your board. And then it'll pull right off, and you've got a beautiful edge right there. There's a little piece I missed right there. And there you go. Super easy, a beautiful edge. I didn't do it on this side, so I'll trim it right there, and I will sand that little edge right there. I see a little piece of tape here. I'll get that off, it's no problem. But before I flip it over, I have some extras. So let's do those. I'm going to make you wait. So I had about 3 ounces. So this only took like 3 ounces because I made 6 ounces. So I've got some pendant. What I did was I scraped it. It was all on my paper. This was a disaster. It was all on my paper. I scraped it back into a cup and I poured it into pendant and keychains. So depending on which side you like better, which I like this side better, is the side I will finish. So I have a pendant, 2 earrings, and a keychain, or two keychains and earrings, or however you want to do it. It doesn't matter. I mean, these could be pendants, but look at how pretty the marbling is from all the extra that was on the board. And then I had enough to pour an elk, everybody's favorite. I had brown left over, so I did brown for the antlers, and then this was just like scooping it off my board in all the different colors. Now it's really thick, and this is coating resin, so it's not made for molds like this. So you do have bubbles on the bottom because they're just not going to release. It doesn't work like that. This coating resin is for very thin items. These are fine. This not so much, but I had to think quick. and I had enough to do it. So I don't know how bad he's gonna be. We're gonna find out when I get him out. Just trying to loosen up his head here. He might be completely full of bubbles. Maybe that's his name, Bubbles. Well, he is under his chin, which that's normal if you don't put it through a vacuum chamber anyway, but he's definitely gonna be cute. So here's all the colors mixed up in here. Super duper cute. So we'll finish him off and then you get to see this in the end. That was fun. So let me show you the extras. And I'm thinking about selling it as a complete set, everything. I'm not sure. So this could be like a bag tag, a keychain. I think I'll put the clasp on there. I didn't put it on. And the earrings, which came out really pretty. I like the marbling. And then the star of the show, well, other than the main event, here she is. I thought blue would go good with the marbling of the brown. She's got bows and rhinestones on her ears, little earrings. She's cross-eyed because she has a butterfly on her nose. She's got her toenails done, her necklace and pendant on. I put a little bow, 2 bows actually, and she's a rebel. She got a tattoo on her shoulder. So that is her. So I'm thinking they may all go together. Not sure. The other question is 2 things. I have a tutorial coming up on not all of them, but I'm going to just do characters because a lot of you asked me to do characters in real time and not in fast forward to see what I'm doing. This takes a lot of time, so that's coming up and it's going to be a long video. So I'm gonna probably do 3 characters. This one, my hippo, and my frog, because those are the 3 best sellers. The other question is, and please comment below, because this is where I'm gonna get my information. Do you want me to put together a bag, a goodie bag, full of the accessories? I don't think I can get enough molds, so it would just be an accessory bag for these characters. The eyelashes, the bows, the flowers, the rhinestones, things like that. Do you want a bag like that put together? Because I'm thinking of what the next bag is before Christmas. Not the Christmas bag that I'm going to do, but before that. And I did get some happy mail today real quick. And a card. This came from Lisa in Spring Hill, Florida. Oh, she's like my neighbor. She sent me a bunch of charms, but look at these ones. She said she thought of me immediately because she saw my little balloon dog video, and she saw these charms and thought of me, so she got me the little balloon dog. So I need to put these with my charm collection so I don't forget that I have them, and then a handful of some other ones, miscellaneous other ones. So thank you, Lisa, for the card. Love handwritten stuff. It means a lot to me. So that was a fun mail to get today. And now for the main event. I am so pleased with how this came out. Look at the cells that were created while I was at work in the gold. I am so happy. And I was trying to get rid of these circles, but I actually really like them now. So they came out while I was gone, and I'm so happy that they did. Now, if you really wanted to, you could take a clear coat and put over this. I did not want to mess up my edge here because it does need to go to the edge and it would probably get on the wood. So you can do food safe resin over this if you're going to use it for food. But normally people just use these as showpieces. And then here's the back, which came out a beautiful clean line. And then the engraving with my name on it. I love that engraver. You guys are going to be seeing all kinds of things now. So let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about the character box. And yeah, stick around for those final pictures. You know I'm going to get you some, guys. Thanks for joining me today. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye-bye.